Well, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Stan Harris, known as Dr. Breakthrough, and I just got to let you know, as Dr. Breakthrough, I can't provide the breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. But when people follow the breakthrough prescription, God Almighty provides the breakthrough they desire and deserve, and a breakthrough is exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. So that's what we're going to talk to you today, but I've got a impactful question. Are you a victim? Number two, are you a volunteer? Or number three, are you a victor? Let me say it again. Are you a victim? Are you a volunteer? Or are you a victor? See, my friend, until you have a breakthrough, at best, you are a victim. In other words, you end up being a victim of stuck. It's like you can't get by. It's like you can't move forward. Too many people are in victim mode. Too many people are stuck in life. Too many people would like to have more, would like to do more, would like to have more, but they settle. I said they settle for where they are. They settle for, quote unquote, life dishes out to them. By the way, you should never settle, because the minute you settle for less than you deserve, you get even less than you settled for. Oh, can I say that again? Maureen Dowd said, the minute you settle for less than you deserve, you get even less than you settled for. So again, the question is, are you a victim, or are you a volunteer, or are you a victor? See, victims are stuck. Victims have not exercised their ability to break through the barriers. Victims look at the barriers and say it's too big. Victims end up saying this is too hard. Victims end up saying I can't get out of this. Victims end up saying, well, maybe somebody else could, but I don't know about me. But you don't understand my circumstances. And victims learn to speak about the troubles and to maximize their heartaches. See, the more troubles you speak of, the more troubles you will have to speak of. Oh, that's good. Can I say that again? The more you speak of your troubles, the more troubles you will have to speak of. And the victim, you can tell, because they're always talking about their troubles. They're always talking about how hard it is. They're always talking about how life has given them, through them, a raw deal, and sent them the wrong cards. I like what somebody said, we'll throw the cards back in and reshuffle and start over again. But victims don't understand that. And victims, see, victims literally have a poor mentality versus a broke. See, poor is a state of being where broke is a temporary inconvenience. So people who are broke, I can help them. But people who have got their mind made up on being poor, well, they've just settled, and so there's nothing to do. They're victim, and we got too many people with a victim mentality. And by the way, I live with a victim mentality. Why? Because I didn't know any better. See, the Bible says when I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. And I had to learn to get rid of my victim mentality, my victim speech, my victim mindset. Because again, my friend, life will throw you a curveball. Life will throw you some lemons, and the victims talk about the lemons. But I'm going to show you in a little while, my friend, how you can break through. The victims, again, as I mentioned, talk about how hard it is and how they just can't get by and they can't break through, and it's this and this that and this, and just don't think things will work. And so they live in the victim mentality. I was that way. 3 years of age, my dad left and never came home, never sent mom a dime to help. I only remember one little conversation that seemed like 2 minutes, maybe less, and all of the years. And so I grew up feeling like my dad doesn't care. I had the mentality I didn't realize it, but it turned into a victim mentality. My question again, are you a victim? Are you a volunteer? Well, at 6 years of age, I was out in the middle of a field playing, and imagine, if you will, a gang of teenagers started coming my way, and imagine if you were there, how would you feel? Well, perhaps, I'm not sure your response, but my response was, I was only a 6-year-old boy. Why even try to run? They could probably outrun me. And without even realizing it, I was already picking up the victim mentality, because victims don't even give it a shot. Victims don't even try. And again, I'm a 6-year-old boy. I want to be easy on myself, but at the same time, the truth is the truth, and the only thing can set you free is when you recognize the truth. And so listen, my friend, I froze in my tracks. I was paralyzed. Now, you can allow fear to propel you, or you can allow fear to paralyze you. And I can tell you, victims allow fear to paralyze them. And again, I was just 6 years of age. I was just a child, but I was paralyzed. I became a victim. It was one of the most cruel, harshest things a group of human beings could do to a child, other than kill. I'm glad my mom didn't kill, quote unquote, abort me as a child, gave me a chance to live. Come on now. And I understand why people use that terminology, but I'm so glad mom gave me a chance to live. But what I'm saying, though, is this. At 6 years of age, one guy hit me in the stomach, the other started punching on me, and one guy picked me up and slammed me on the ground as if he was watching WEE, the wrestling, and slammed me on the ground. And they proceeded to kick on me and stomp on me as if I was an ant or a roach. By the time I'm bleeding from everywhere you can bleed, you would think that was enough. I was just a 6-year-old boy. They were a gang of teenagers. Why would you do such a thing? Why would you pick on some little child that wasn't bothering anyone else? Why would you do that? Well, part of the thing is because hurt people hurt people. By the way, hurt people have never been healed end up hurting other people. However, hurt people who have been healed now can be used by God to help other people. But these are hurt people. These are hurt people that are hurting people. That it shows a pain pattern that gets passed on in generation after generation after generation. And unless the chain is broken, anger and resentment and hurt just gets met by that over and over and over and over again. And that's what happened. And then you'd think, after I'm bleeding from every I could bleed, you'd think that after this 6-year-old boy was slammed on the ground, you'd think that after they pulverized me, I was beaten and bloody and battered, you'd think that would be enough. One guy flipped me over my back, I'm face up, and they took a bucket of tar and poured it on my face, and poured it on my body, took a bunch of feathers, threw them on me, left me there. As a matter of fact, threw me out in the field. And my friend, it was a horrific, horrific situation. Thank God somebody found me and rushed me to the hospital. But I remember feeling like, again, nobody cared. My dad doesn't care. Society doesn't care. Nobody cared. And a series of life situations happened that just pounded me down further and further and further and further and further until, again, the racial abuse and the more physical abuse and sexual abuse and every kind of abuse you could imagine, just over and over again. My friend, I'm telling you, and I was the victim, poor me, and I'm telling you, it dawned on me when I got a little older, was I becoming a volunteer? Again, question, are you a victim? Well, I was. Number two, are you a volunteer? Well, I used to be. See, victims are one thing. A victim, you really don't have much of a choice in the situation as far as what happens, although you now can determine how what happens affects or influences you. But if you're not careful, you think you're a victim and you're really becoming a volunteer because you're not exercising the power of choice, the most powerful thing God ever gave you. And this is one of the things that helped set me free, was realizing that, again, I can't determine what people do to me, but I can determine what they do to me, how it affects me. And so, my friend, as a victim just gives up. A victim just says, this is my lot in life. A victim just, you can't, and sometimes again, as you're a child, you're being victimized. You're not in the know. You're being victimized. But once you get some education, once you get in the know-how, now you can decide to be a victim, or you realize, have I been a volunteer, or am I being a volunteer? Because the most powerful thing God gave you is the power of choice. And a lot of people don't want this, my friend. They don't want to understand the power of responsibility, but the word responsibility means respond with ability. And I went from being a victim and understanding, listen, my friend, I don't even have to be a volunteer because I can make a change. But some people, they're just volunteering to a victim mode, to victim mentality. As a matter of fact, if they were to change their circumstances, if they were to change their situation, who would feel sorry for them now? If they were to change, who would give them sympathy? And again, I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just saying, my friend, you're listening to a former victim. You're listening to a former volunteer. But I'm asking the question again: are you a victim? Are you a volunteer? Or are you a victor? And today I am a victor. See, so I can speak on these. I've been through them all. I was a victim for a while, and then I realized, no, I wasn't really as a child. Yes, I was a victim, but guess what? But I was partly a volunteer, because then what happened? Oh, listen carefully. What happened is then I started playing into my own demise. Oh, listen to me carefully, my friend. I started playing into my own demise. And by the way, see, it's all based on, if you haven't picked it up yet, your mindset. It's all based on your mindset. And what happens is when you start developing a victim mentality, a victim mindset, when you start developing a woe is me and it'll never be any better and I can never get out of this. And again, my friend, I understand that the flesh wants to feel that way, and it's easy to give into that. It's easy to just throw in the towel and just take whatever it gets. But I'm telling you, my friend, that is part of being the victim. That's part of what happens to people. And when they get enough understanding, when they get some more wisdom, when they get a little older and wiser, now they can understand, my friend, they have a choice. And the free will, the power of choice, is the most powerful thing in the world, my friend. And when it dawned on me, I could choose to stay a victim. I could choose, my friend, to remain a volunteer, because actually I was volunteering to the victim mentality that had come across my way. And all of a sudden it dawned on me I have a choice. And so I can respond. See, and now, my friend, I've learned to go from being a victim. I've learned from being a volunteer. You say volunteer? No, you don't understand. No, I do understand, my friend, because we keep volunteering to keep rehashing the same situation. We become volunteers when we actualize, we think we don't have the power to change things. When we become old enough, we have a different mindset. And you might not even be able to choose, get this now, the difference of your environment, but you can choose the environment of your mind. See, B.F. Skinner, years ago, a psychologist, he got it wrong because he said we're a victim of our environment. Well, I beg to differ. He was part right, but mostly wrong. You are a victim of your environment, but not the outside environment. You're a victim of the environment of your mind. Proverbs 23:6, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And so again, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I thought as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. I put away the victim mentality. I put away being mad and upset at those who would dare to say, you're being a volunteer. And I realized, wait a minute, I do have the power of choice. And even if I can't change my circumstances right now, I can change the way I choose to view my circumstances. See, if you write down the letter 6, if you're on this side, it's a 6. But if you go around on the other side, it's a 9. And I'm telling you, my friend, and what happens is you just keep looking at the 6 and you keep saying it's just a 6. It's just a 6. But if you learn to walk around, come on, somebody, if you learn to move around, now that 6 becomes a 9. And now, my friend, my greatest trials can now be used to become my triumphs. And now, my friend, within my pain, I realize it's hidden power, and my hidden power can be leveraged or used to profit me and to profit others and actually help me to produce, to profit. Those are the champions in life. Those are the ones who are overcomers. See, I'm saying you got to overcome the victim mentality. I'm just stuck. This is my lot in life. You got to overcome being a volunteer, realizing, see, people say, well, so-and-so made me mad. So-and-so just ruined my day. So-and-so ruined my life. No, so-and-so made me feel inferior. Nobody, Eleanor Roosevelt said, can make you feel inferior without you giving your consent. So you have to understand, my friend, you can't play the victim mode. You got to understand to some degree you're becoming a volunteer and you didn't even realize it. You're volunteering and you didn't even recognize it. You're a volunteer. And listen, my friend, and once you exercise the power of choice, you now can say, I'm going to break the change. No longer am I a victim. No longer will I be a volunteer to stay within this same. No. I'm going to become a victor. I'm going to use the power of my mind. See, even if you're locked up, and I speak in the penitentiaries and so forth in the jails, you may be physically locked up, but as long as your mind is free, listen, my friend, then all of a sudden there's nothing that can hold you back. See, the Bible says no weapon that's formed against me shall prosper. But watch this, my friend. But when you get this now, but without realizing it, you might be like I was. You may have formed a weapon against your own self, and that's the thing that's keeping you from prospering. See, I started developing the mentality to other people, the negative mentality that other people had about me, and that negative mentality that they had didn't affect me. It's when I adopted that mentality. That's when it affected me. So I went from being a victim of their negativity on a young person to now being a volunteer because I picked it up myself without realizing it. But now I've decided to become a victor and to break through. And that's why now I travel the country, spoken in all 50 states and 28 countries, teaching people how to break through the barriers, teaching people how to break through victim mode, teaching them how to break through being a volunteer to the victim, teaching them how they can become a victor, showing them how they can be an overcomer, which doesn't mean you won't have things come against you. It just means everything that comes against you, you overcome it. Oh, my goodness. See, it's all based on your mentality. It's all based on that, my friend. See, all I do is win, especially when it seems like I'm not. That's a victor mentality. So I went from being a victim to woe is me. I went from being a victim to what they did to me, to literally a volunteer because I kept rehearsing it. A volunteer because the more I rehearsed it and the more I thought about the bad things that were done to me, I became like a magnet and I attracted more negativity. I attracted more of the same type of scenario. My energy was low and I was attracting all of that low stuff, that negative stuff. And I'm telling you, my friend, so I understand I was a victim. I understand I was a volunteer. But again, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. And when I became a man, it dawned on me, I don't have to be a victim. I became a man and realized I don't have to be a volunteer, whether I recognize it or not. And I'm not going to be upset with those that helped me to recognize that when I thought I was being a victim for a while, I actually was volunteering. No, I'm not going to let my ego get in the way. Ego, E-G-O, edging guidance out. I'm not going to let my ego get in the way, edging God out. I'm not going to get my ego in the way, edging greatness out. I'm not going to let my ego get in the way, edging great growth out. I'm not going to let my ego get in the way, edging grace out. I'm going to accept it. I'm going to accept my part of the responsibility because when people throw lemonade at you, lemons, rather, you can throw back lemonade. Come on, somebody. When they throw you a stopping stone, when you're a victim, you stop. When you're a volunteer, you stop because you think you have to. But when you become a victor, when they throw a stopping stone, you turn it into a stepping stone. Oh, come on, somebody. Did you ever hear the story? It's been told many, many times. And let me, again, even if you know it, just act like you don't as I tell it. Of the horse that was in the pit, and they decided they were going to bury the horse alive. And they kept throwing manure in on the horse. And the horse in the pit, and they were going to bury him alive. But guess what the horse did? He shook off the manure and stepped on it, and it made him go up a little higher. And they threw more in, and it covered him, and he shook it off. And then he stepped up on it, my friend. And they threw more on him. And guess what? He just shook it off and he stepped up some more. And they took more. Again, this is manure. This is nasty smelling manure. But they threw more on him. And again, he shook it off and stepped up. And every time he stepped up, he went higher and higher. And they threw it on him and he shook it off and he stepped up until, watch this, my friend, he got close enough to where he could jump out of that hole. And I'm telling you, my friend, as a victim, my friend, you sit there as a victim. You say, I can't do anything different. As a volunteer, you realize you can, but you decide you're sick and tired. You just throw in the towel. You just give up, my friend. Somebody said when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, and the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh. If care is pressing you down a bit, rest of you must, but don't you quit. Life is strange with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. Many a struggler turns about. They might have won, but they stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure, tin inside out. The silver tin of the cloud of doubt. They never can tell how close you are. Victory may be near, though it seems afar. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things seem worse that you just mustn't quit. And again, my friend, are you a victim? Are you a volunteer? Or are you a victor? And I'm telling you, at any time in a game, here's the beautiful thing about it. And any time in a game, you can say, you know what? I've got the power of choice. You know what? God's given me the power of a free will. You know what? I'm going to use this free will, this power of choice that I have. I'm going to choose to no longer have a victim mentality. I'm going to choose to no longer volunteer to throw in the towel, the volunteer to go in with what they told me, the volunteer to just go along with what they said about me, the volunteer to go along with just what they thought about me. As a matter of fact, my friend, when you become a victor, and that's why I developed my 21-day breakthrough challenge and my advanced breakthrough challenge. That's why I put out powerful books like How to Build a Big Team Fast and Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed. Why? Because, my friend, I remember when I transitioned from a victim to then a volunteer. Wait a minute, no, I want to be a victor. And now, my friend, because of the breakthrough, now I'm committed to breaking to everything that they said that I couldn't have. I'm ready and willing to break to. I'm committed to breaking to everything that I even for a while used to believe that I couldn't have. I'm telling you, you see, without a breakthrough mentality, nothing in heaven or on earth can help you. However, with a breakthrough mentality, nothing on earth can stop you. See, you can become a victim, my friend. You can. See, as a victim, I argued for my limitations. As a volunteer, I gave in to the so-called perceived limitations. But as a victor, I broke through the so-called limitations. So I no longer argue, get this now, I no longer argue or defend my limitations, but rather I argue and fight for my limitless potential and success. It dawned on me, why argue for something that's arguing against your success? Come on, somebody. Why argue and fight for being a victim when being a victim fights against your success? Why argue? Why volunteer of be a volunteer, my friend, that just gives in to, oh, it's just too hard. I can't take anymore. I can't do this. And I understand there's times. That's why you've got to have a mentor. I understand there's times you'll feel like us, mentors who lead an example for us, mentors who can see the victor in us when we just see the victim, mentors who see us as victors when we just at best are volunteers. But listen, my friend, the question again, are you a victim or are you a volunteer or are you committed to being a victor? Well, if so, it's breakthrough time. And again, I put together, after, 43 years of my best teaching and my best thought process and my best preaching on breakthrough. 43 years, I distilled it down, painstakingly distilled it down in the 21 simple, what I call breakthrough tips, TIPS, to inspire prompt success. See, everybody wants to be successful. The problem is they're taking too long. Many people are walking toward their success. Others are riding the bicycle to their success. Some are on the bus to their success. But when you take the 21-day breakthrough challenge, when you take my advanced breakthrough challenge, when you get one of my powerful books that come as a like Batman and Robin, they come together. That is How to Build a Big Team Fast and Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed. When you get those, my friend, it'll take you from victim mode. It'll help you to understand you've been a volunteer and now empower you to be a victor, my friend. And so now get this, my friend. You now get to choose. Use your power of choice. See, when I make up my mind to do something, God will orchestrate circumstances to align themselves in my favor. When I say I can't, my mind stops trying. But when I ask, how can I? My mind keeps searching until it finds a way. There is a way, and I will find it. If not, by the grace of God, I will invent it. See, my friend, you've got to learn to be a victor, but a victor has a different mentality. A victor, my friend, has a different mindset. A victor has a different way of doing things. Oh, listen, the victims, again, I understand. Maybe you're a child, you have no choice. But sometimes then we understand we become volunteers because we just keep rehearsing the same thing that happened in the past, and we take the past and we project it now back on our present and on our future. But listen, I'm telling you, if you want to, you can decide to be a victor. I'm saying, listen, and I understand sometimes, listen, it's easier, watch this now, it's easier to deal with a familiar problem than an unfamiliar solution. And so, especially those of you, by the way, who try to empower other people, you're going to run into this. You're going to run into it over and over and over again, and that is you'll want to help them. And that's why, by the way, I don't help people anymore. I just empower people. When you try to help people, it's like somebody's drowning. You jump in to try to save them. They don't mean to, but they're flashing around and flailing around, and they end up pulling you down with them. So now, instead of helping people, which is burning me out, instead of helping people, which is getting me burnt out myself, now I empower people. That is, I help them to turn on the inner light that's on the inside that maybe has flickered and they thought it went out. I help them, my friend, to develop the power that they have within that maybe they're not aware of. I help them, my friend, and I'm telling you, being one who empowers people has been so uplifting to me because even, listen, trying to help people, I literally was allowing myself to be almost drowned, but now I'm empowering people. So I'm like, look, if you're sinking, I'm throwing in a life preserver. Grab it and I'll pull you in. If not, I'm going to give the best eulogy they ever heard. I'm saying, listen, my friend, are you a victim? Are you a volunteer? Or will you be a victor? See, nobody just happens to be a victor. You have to decide to be a victor. You have to believe that you can be a victor. By the way, the word believe, write it down, B-E-L-I-E-F-E, believe. By the way, right in the middle of the word believe is a three-letter word, a lie. And so a lot of what we believe is a lie, and a lie now, we become victimized by the own. See, first we were victims, and then because of the lie, we started telling ourselves, now we volunteer for the lies. And we keep telling them and telling them and telling them till we start believing them. And then we become like I was in a state of denial, D-E-N-I-A-L. Don't even notice I am lying. And my friend, I kept rehearsing my lies. I kept rehearsing and rehearsing, but it's too hard. I just can't do it. I've tried too long and it didn't work. I just can't anymore. I'm just too stressed out. I can't handle it. I can't. By the way, when God gets the blessing, the devil gets the messing. Some folk are stressing, but by God's grace, we keep pressing. And I'm telling you, my friend, you have the power of choice. You got to decide, are you going to choose to stay in victim mode? You're going to choose to be a volunteer. Are you going to choose to be a victor? I'm not saying it's going to be easy being a victor. I'm just saying it's going to be worth it. Because everything in life, write this down, everything in life is easy a long, did I say long time after it's hard. We just got to get you to go through the hard part. See, here's what happens. Being a victim, my friend, you get to just give in now. Being a volunteer, you just give in now, and it's okay, seemingly, but you got to deal with the harshness and harshness and harshness. Here's the way I put it. You can pay now and enjoy later, or you just can enjoy now and pay later. So you can enjoy being a victim now. You can enjoy being a volunteer and just telling your story and telling your story over and over again until you exasperated it and until you're just stuck in that and that's all you know. And so you can have a little ease now, people feeling sorry for you, people patting you on the head, giving you some sympathy. And, but then, my friend, it all comes crashing down. Or you can say, I'm going to be a victor. I'm going to pay the price now. It won't be easy. I'm going to work now. I'm going to take the 21-day breakthrough challenge now. I'm going to take the advanced challenge now. I'm going to read these books now. By the way, readers are leaders. Now, not every reader is a leader, but every leader is a reader. And the first thing you've got to do is you've got to learn to lead yourself. And I've dedicated, listen, if I'm willing to dedicate part of my life to your success, to being a victor, would you allow me to help you, or would you fight against me by staying in victim mode? Would you allow me to help you or fight against you by volunteering to be a volunteer to the victim? I mean, you decide, my friend, and if you do decide, my 21-day breakthrough challenge, my friend, is filled with powerful tidbits of information, videos, 3 to 7 minutes. Imagine you could hit something with a hammer once or twice. It might not break, but 21 days in a row, something's going to break. And you might feel stuck on the side of life. By the way, when you're parked, a dog won't even bark at a parked car. And some people, because they've been hurt in life, they just volunteer now and just give up. And now they're parked on the side of the life, my friend. Crank that bad boy back up again. Get a jump if you have to, my friend. Let's get back out there and get on the road and start traveling again. I'm saying, listen, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it's worth it. I'm telling you, my friend, your self-esteem, your esteem will be shot when you're parked on the side of life. But it's time to get up, my friend, and get back in the fight. You've been knocked down, I know, but you're not knocked out. Get back up and get in there again. And that's what my 21-day breakthrough challenge is designed to do. That's what my advanced breakthrough challenge is designed to help you to do. That's what my 2 powerful books are designed. Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed and How to Build a Big Team Fast. That's what it's destined to do, my friend. I'm telling you, there was a time in my life when I had all my eggs in one basket, and that was a big, nice, beautiful basket, and it burst, my friend. Oh, did it ever burst. And I was left homeless. I said homeless. Had to stay with a friend. I was left carless. Yes, that's right. Car was leased by a company and I had to give the car back. And phoneless. I mean, it's one thing when you're homeless and carless, but at least you got a phone. No, I was homeless and carless and phoneless, my friend. But you know what, my friend? Oh, yeah, I played the victim card for a while. Look what that company did to me. And then I had to realize, wait a minute, I volunteered to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm the one that volunteered not to have multiple streams of income. I'm the one that just volunteered to give in to the temptation of this is doing so good. So let me not be concerned about anything else. Hey, listen, my friend, no, it's my life. What happens to me, I'm partway responsible for. So listen, I'm telling you, my friend, I dug in my heels and I said, you know what? I'm going to have a turnaround. I'm going to get a breakthrough, my friend. And guess what? A company called me and they said, hey, we would like for you to be our international training director. I said, I'll take it. They said, we didn't even tell you the terms. I said, I'll take it. They didn't know I was homeless. They didn't know I was carless. They didn't know I was phoneless. But guess what, my friend? They didn't have to know. It wasn't up to them to know. See, that's what victims do. They keep wanting to tell everybody the story and they rehash it over and over again. The problem is faith cometh by hearing and hearing by the word. Faith cometh by hearing. Guess what? Lack of faith comes by lack. So when you hear yourself saying the same bad news over and over and over again, you're pulling away from your faith. You're building up your faith that things won't work. Faith cometh by hearing. You're building up your faith now that you can't get out. Faith cometh by hearing. You're building up your faith now that things won't change. Faith cometh by hearing, but hearing by the word. You got to have a positive word. You got to have a practical word. That's why my 21-day breakthrough challenge, again, every day, a 3 to 7 minute video. One day it'll be a 3-minute video. One day it'll be a 5-minute video. One day a 6-minute video. One day a 7-day video. But 21 days in a row. 21 days they say it takes to break an old habit. 21 days it takes to establish a new habit. And 21 days, my friend, you'll be on your way breaking through, my friend. And I'm telling you, listen, it's your time. Listen, you've been down long enough. You've been a victim long enough. Some of you have been volunteers without realizing it long enough. Get mad at me all you want to, my friend, but I'm telling you, you're listening to an ex-victim. You're listening to an ex-volunteer, and now you're listening, my friend, to a victor. And oh yes, you get tempted to fall back in that mode, but you're like, wait a minute, snap out of this, wake up. I'm better than this. Wake up. This leads to nowhere. By the way, when you have a pity party, the only people that attend are you and the devil, right? So it's time to break through, my friend. And listen, so the 21-day breakthrough challenge, the two powerful books like Batman and Robin, like Green Hornet and Cato, right? These two powerful books and my advanced breakthrough challenge. Listen, whoever got you this information, get with them. They'll give you their link and you can get started. And listen, my friend, listen, you'll get your own access to these. Listen, it'll be in a website that you'll get for free, by the way. And listen carefully. You're going to get this at a fraction of a cost because it's part of an international, what I call exclusive, kingdom-based discounted buyers club that you'll get access to, my friend, a free website. You'll get access also to watching the videos or reading the book online. But not only that, you'll have it for the rest of your life. Not only that, if you would dare to help and empower others, if you would dare to empower others and throw in the lifeline to them, we'll pay you $20. Listen carefully. We'll give you a powerful landing page with testimonials and videos and so. All you got to do is send it to people. And every time somebody signs up to buy my 21-day breakthrough challenge, you'll make $20. Every time somebody signs up to buy my advanced breakthrough challenge, you'll make an additional $20. Every time somebody signs up to buy my two companion powerful books, How to Build a Big Team Fast and Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed, you'll make $20. And it doesn't matter. You can sign up 10 people and make $200. Or you can sign up 40 people, make $400. You can sign up 100 people, my friend. It doesn't matter. Make $2,000. It doesn't matter. Listen, here's the situation, my friend. You decide what you want to do, but here's what I'll tell you. I'm telling you, my friend, it is incredible. They even tied in a powerful affiliate program. When you tell the first person you're considered a diamond, and now you're going to make an extra 20%. 2 people makes you a double diamond. 3 people you sign up makes you a triple diamond. 9 people makes you an ambassador. And now, my friend, when you get 27 people that sign up, you become a global ambassador. There's a 1% profit that they share. There's 69,000 members in 120 countries, and you'll share in 1% of the profits of the whole company, my friend. So that's why if you want to get in the global ambassador, be in the global pool, get at least 27 people. For a limited time, I've been doing this call on Saturday. We may readjust it now to a weekday, but we've done it. And so starting July, we're going to go to the weekday. But listen, but when I have calls like this, you just get them on the call. I'll do the presentation. You can give them a 24/7 information line they can call. Write this down, please. 646-653-1831. That's 646-653-1831. There's no PIN number, just 646-653-1831. My friend, when you get your breakthrough, my friend, how many people do you think need a breakthrough? How many people you think would like to go instead of being a victim, instead of being a volunteer? How many people would like to be a victor, my friend? They just need a mentor. They like to be a victor. They just need a different mindset. They like to be a victor. They just need some methods, my friend, and I'll give those to them. And again, when you find 27, like I said, you're sharing in the 1% global pool. But if you dare to share it with 54 people who sign up and take my 21-day breakthrough challenge, or 54 people that take my advanced challenge, or 54 people that buy my books, or a combination, but it doesn't matter, my friend. Now you share in another 1% profit of the whole entire company, another global pool, my friend. Again, there's a global ambassador 1% pool, but now for 54, you get a crown ambassador 1% pool. And I'm telling you, my friend, that is incredible. So there's 3 levels of success. 1 is making money, and most people stop there. Number 2, a higher level, is making a difference. But number 3, the highest level, is making money while you make a difference. Make a difference in your own life. Take the challenge. Get the books. Make a challenge. Listen, make a difference in someone else's life. Share it with them after you get your own website, when you get back to whoever gave you this information, and get started, my friend. But watch this, my friend. But the more people you share it with, the more money you make, and the more money you make, the more difference you'll be able to make. And so, my friend, my beautiful wife, Nadia, I call her my adorable brown caramel delight. We say we're a covenant couple, building covenant relationships based on a covenant of promise. And we aspire to inspire breakthroughs even after we've expired. And so, my friend, we're asking you, we're calling out to you because we say if it's not win, 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 we're not in. Well, this is a win, 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 so we're all the way in. I'm telling you, my friend, there's so many people like me. They're victims. So many people like me, they're volunteers, and they don't know it. They're frustrated, and they think that's all there is in life. They don't know they can take their lemons and make lemonade. They didn't know they can take their stopping stones and make stepping stones. They didn't know they can get a breakthrough. They didn't know they could be like the bumblebee, my friend, and that is they could have a bumblebee breakthrough. You say, what's a bumblebee breakthrough? Well, aerodynamically, the bumblebee, it's impossible aerodynamically for the bumblebee to fly. But because the bumblebee doesn't believe that, remember I said the word believe, right in the middle of the word believe is a three-letter word called a lie, and a lot of times what we believe is based on a lie. I'm going to give you a new belief system where you can believe in your limitless potential. See, the bumblebee doesn't know it can't fly, so guess what? It just flies anyway. And it's time for you to have a bumblebee breakthrough, my friend. It's time for you to stop rehearsing what you can't do. It's time to stop rehearsing what they said you'll never be. It's time to stop rehearsing what you thought was too hard. It's time to stop rehearsing that. And it's time, my friend, to start speaking positively and realizing you can break through. You can be like that bumblebee. You can be like the caterpillar, as ugly as it seems to some. That caterpillar, as slow as it moves. That caterpillar, after being in the cocoon, the dark place, the lonely place, the seemingly impossible to get out of place, but through enough struggle, he breaks out. She breaks out, and now it's a beautiful butterfly flowing freely through the sky. And I close with this. My friend, your time as a caterpillar has expired. Your wings are now ready. So get back to whoever gave you this impactful, empowering information. So you know what? Been a victim long enough. Been a volunteer long enough. Now it's time to be a victor. Been parked on the side of life long enough. It's time for me to get back in the race. Listen, my friend, I've been doing pity party long enough. Now it's time to do a success party as I reach my dreams and reach my goals and reach my aspirations. I'm trying to tell you, my friend, yes, you can. And by the way, the word yes, Y-E-S, my acronym means you expect success. I said, yes, you expect success. And if you don't, I expect success. I believe in you. Why? Because when I didn't believe in me, there was other people that saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself. And I just gave it a shot because they thought I could make it, and they were right. I made it. And my friend, I'm trying to tell you, I believe in you. You're a champion, my friend. Get up off the canvas. You've been knocked down, but you're not knocked out. Get up and get back in the fight. No, it's not easy, but yes, it is worth it. So, your time as a caterpillar has expired. Your wings are now ready. God bless you, my friend. Get back to whoever invited you. Get this information. And then just write down 646-653-1831. And once you get started, give that to others. And you can actually get paid to empower people, to stop being victims, to stop being in volunteer mode. And you can get paid to assisting and empowering others to becoming victors. That's what God made you to be. And don't stop until you get the victory.